All right, good morning or afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Selective Prep Mathematics, test number 4. This is our solutions video. So once again, I'm going to emphasize that it's really important to be watching these videos every week. There's no point in just doing the exam and not watching the solutions video. It's just a waste of your time. And so it is very, very important that you watch these because otherwise you won't be learning much from the exam. All right, so today there is no overview. I thought the topics today were quite okay, and so we will try and get through this video quite quickly. So let's get started. So a strawberry cocktail needs 5.5 strawberries for each glass. There are 60 guests, and 2/3 want a cocktail drink. So 60 guests, and 2/3 of that is going to be 40. Okay, sorry, that's a bad 40, but I hope you can read my writing. So 40 guests, and then 40 times 5.5. So 4 times, so let's split this up. So let's do 4 times 10 times 5.5, because 40 is just 4 times 10. So let's do 4 times 5.5, so that's going to be 22, times 10 is going to be 220. Now, question 2, what number multiplied by itself is equal to the product of 16 and 144? Now, there was a pretty cheap way of doing this. So I only realized this as I was doing it as well. So 16 times 144. Now, if you split 144 up into its square, it should be 16 times 12 times 12. Now, 16 in itself is already a square number as well. So that's just going to be 4 times 4 times 12 times 12. Now, if I do 4 times 12 and 4 times 12, those are going to be two numbers that multiply to the same product. So it's going to be 48 times 48. Okay, it's going to be 48. Now, 2 brothers and 3 sisters are about to receive pocket money from their parents. If the oldest brother gets twice as much. So oldest brother, so B1, equals 2B2. So he gets twice as much as brother 2, and 1.5 times the amount that is given to each of the 3 sisters. So B1 equals 3 on 2S. Okay, 3 on 2S. So how much did the older brother get if the total amount given to the children was $168? So I want to try and write this out all in terms of brother 1. So brother 1 obviously gets however much he gets paid, and then brother 2 gets half of brother 1. So brother 2 is half B1, and then there's 3 sisters. Okay, so each sister actually gets 2/3 of brother 1. So if we rearrange this, the sister equals, and then move this over, it actually flips over and becomes 2/3B1. Okay, but then there's 3 sisters. So all together, they get double brother 1. So all 3 sisters together get 2B1. Now that is 3.5B1 altogether. So 3.5B1, 168 divided by 3.5 is going to be, so 3.5 goes into 6 4 times, I believe. So 4, 12, 14 leaves over 28. And then 3.5 goes into 28 how many times? 9, 8 goes into 28 8 times. Okay, so B1 gets $48. That's how much B1 gets. Okay, so how much did the oldest brother get? Okay, conveniently we've answered the question. B1 gets $48 per week. Now, an author writes his children's storybook, which begins at page 1. So we don't get confused, I'm just gonna draw a quick, very horrible diagram of a book. Okay, hopefully you all understand what I'm trying to say. So this is the front, obviously, and this is the back pages as we go. Now, usually they don't start on this page as page 1. Usually they start on this page as page 1. Okay, so it's going to be page 1, and then the page or the side behind on the same page, or the behind side on the same page, is going to be page 2. So one piece of paper is going to be 1, 2, and the next piece of paper is going to be 3, 4. Okay, and the front's going to be odd, the back's going to be even. So there's 21 pages for actual words, 6 pages for illustrations. Now the first 20 pages are going to be on 10 pages, and then the last page of words and the first page of illustrations is going to be on the 11th page, and then there's going to be 5 more illustrations left. So it's going to be 12 is going to be the second and third illustration, 13 is going to be the fourth and fifth. Okay, so there's going to be, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, and then 14 is going to be the sixth page. Sorry, I didn't read that. So 14 is only going to have one side filled up with an illustration. The other side is going to be blank. So it's going to be 14 pages. Now, we have a time question. So Chris got out of maths at 7:32, talked to the friend for 13 minutes. So that's till 7:45. Then waited for 3 minutes, so till 7:48, which took a fifth of an hour long to arrive at his local bus stop. So he traveled for a fifth of an hour, which is 12 minutes. So that's till 8 o'clock. Now, he finally had to walk home for 17 minutes down the street. So 8 o'clock plus 17 should be 8:17 p.m. Now, a faulty watch gains 2.5 minutes per hour. After 6 hours, the watch reads 3:20 p.m. So after 6 hours, how much would it have gained? So 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 0.5 is 3. So overall, it gained 15 minutes. Okay, now 6 hours ago, okay, if this time here wasn't wrong, it would have been 9:20. But because 15 minutes also passed, it would have been 9:05 6 hours ago. So Cameron parks his car at Westfield. Sorry, this should say West Belfield. Okay, so they've switched Westfield for West Belfield. On Thursday, the 5th of June, so it's a weekday, from 11:30 to 6:45. So we are saying how many full hours are we parked? Okay, for each of those hours, they charge us $7.50 after 2 hours. So from 11:30 to 6:45 is 7 hours and 15 minutes. So that's 7 full hours, and then 5 hours after that 2 hour free parking limit. So 5 times 750 is going to be 35 plus, and so 7 times 5 is 35, and then 5 times 0.5 is going to be 250. So overall, we're going to get 37.50. Now, in a bag of 60 marbles, there are 3 times as many blue as red. So there's 4 parts altogether. 3 of those belong to blue, and 1 of those is red. That's how we should think about it. Now, if we divide 60 into 4, we should get 15. Okay, 15, each part is 15. Each of those 4 parts is 15. 3 of them are blue, so 45 blue and 15 red. Does that make sense? Yes, because it's 3 times as much. Okay? So there's 15 red. Now, question 9. Flight leaves Perth at 14:00 and lands in Moscow at 19:45:00. So this is local time to each area. So obviously the the time zone is different. So Moscow is 6.5 hours behind Perth time. So when Perth is 14, Moscow is going to be 07:30. Okay, and so when it lands in Moscow at 19:45, it's been traveling for 12 hours and 15 minutes. So 7:30 to 19:45 is 12, and then another 15 minutes. So if there are 32 chess players in an elimination-based tournament, how many rounds are needed to decide the grand champion? So first round should have 16 matches. So 32 people are split into pairs and 16 pairs. Then we're going to have 16 left over. So 8, 4, 2. Okay, and then 1 match where the final 2 people decide who's the winner. So that's going to be 16 plus 8 is 24. 24 plus 4 is 28. 28 plus 2 is 30. And then 30 plus 1 is 31. Alright, that is the end of our solutions video today, so it's quite quick. Actually, these key points were from last test, so don't worry too much about them. I've just forgotten to remove them. There was no overview today. Good job following along today. Hopefully it wasn't too difficult, and I'll see you in the next video.